Okay, yeah, besser. Jetzt können wir weitergehen. We can proceed ahead. So we were doing regelmäßige Verben, that is regular verbs, Konjugation. Konjugation, that is conjugation. Regelmäßige Verben. Yeah, regelmäßige Verben, Konjugation. Conjugation, that is conjugation. So, the rule, once again, with ish, we add e to the verb stam. To the verb stam. Noch einmal, once again, I would clarify this thing. What is verb stam? So, verb stam is this. Every verb in German has the same ending. Yeah, the ending is the ending is en. So every verb starts with like it can start with anything, but it will end with en. So except the en part, the remaining part is called verb stam. Yeah, apart from the en part, the remaining part is called verb stam. And we need to add the endings to the verb stam to conjugate the verbs according to the subject. Yeah. So adding e to the verb stam when we do it with ish. Yeah. Do we add what? Sana, could you tell me what do we add with do?
We add, I think, st.
Yeah, Rishtish. We add st to the verb stem. So this is for RVS. We add t to the verb stem. So this was the basic rule of conjugating. For where, we don't change anything. It remains the same. That means the verb doesn't change. It remains the same. With ear, again, we add t to the verb stem. And for Z and Z, that is the both the Z. Today we'll also discuss the difference between formal and the plural Z. But then before that, let's do this. So Z as Z, again, we have no change. So this was the rule that I gave you in order to conjugate the other verbs. So I got it from Sana and Samriti. Sana and Samriti, apart from Aunt Voten and I think the next one was arbeiten. The other verb conjugation that you have written is richtig. It's correct. Now, I have done the same thing with Samriddhi and Sana on that day, but Ashwin, you were not there. There was some network issue from your end. So I would ask you from you, like, okay, let's do glauben. Glauben is a verb that means to think. Glauben is a verb that means to think. I think I already shared the list. So, if I have to conjugate the verb glauben, that means I think. How do I say it? What is the conjugation of glauben with ish?
Ich glaube.
Very good. Ich glaube. What is the conjugation of glauben with du?
Du glaubst.
Du glaubst. Very good. Then for LVS,
Glaub.
it is glaubt. Yeah, very good. Then for wir, we don't change anything, so it's wir glauben. Yeah. Then for ear,
Glauben.
glaubt. Glaubt. With ear, it is glaubt. We add t to the verb stem. And then for z and z, that is for both the z's, we have again glauben. So yeah, this was the conjugation for glauben, which I think both of you had written correctly, Samriddhi and Sana. If any change or if any mistake, please change it. Yeah. And remember one thing always, try to write the verb with small letter every time. Try to write the verb with small letter every time. If it is if it is beginning, if the sentence is beginning with the verb, then you can write it at the first letter as a capital letter, but always try to write the verb in small letter. That's how we do in German. Okay, then we'll come to the sagen part. Sagen means to say. Sagen means to say. So let's see how do we conjugate it. Yeah, Ashwin, ish.
Ich sage.
Sage. Very good. Ich sage. I say. Du
Du sagst.
sagst. Er, sie, es
Sagt.
sagt. Wir
Sagen.
sagen. Ihr
Sagt.
sagt. And then the last one, sie and sie.
Sagen.
Oder, yeah, sagen. So this is for sagen. I say, you say, we say. And then they say like this. Then which other? Okay, machen we did in the class. Reden. Reden means to talk. Reden means to talk. So let's see what's for reden. Okay, before we do reden, I'll come to the which doesn't change. Lernen. Let's do lernen first. Lernen means to learn. Yeah. Lernen means to learn. So yeah, Samriddhi, you tell me for lernen, bitte.
Ich lerne.
Ich lerne. Very good. Du?
Du lernst.
Du lernst. Richtig.
Er,
Er,
sie,
sie,
es lernt.
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 Ja, lernt. Okay, then wir.
Lernen.
Very good. Wir lernen. Then
Ihr lernt.
Ja, ihr lernt. Okay, richtig.
Sie
And then
lernen.
very good. Sie lernen. So this was for lernen. Okay, then I think we had leben. Leben means to live. Leben means to live. Yeah. So let's see what's for leben, Sana. Ich
Is ich lebe,
lebe, du
lebst,
lebst, er, sie, es.
lebt,
Ja, richtig. Er, sie, es lebt. Wir
leben,
leben. Ja. Wir leben. Then
ihr
ihr
lebt,
richtig. Sie leben. Yeah. Okay, so these were the words. I think another fragen. Okay, fragen means to question. Fragen means to question. So I'll ask again this thing from Ashwin. Ich
frage.
Ich frage, du
Fragst.
er, sie, es
Fragt.
fragt. Okay, then wir
Ihr fragen.
fragen, ihr
Ihr fragt.
richtig. And then sie again
Sie
fragen. Yeah. Okay. Noch Verben hatten wir. Spielen, we did in the class, I think. Sagen, machen. Okay. Then we are left with arbeiten and antworten. Now, why did I left arbeiten, antworten and reden? So even though arbeiten, antworten and reden, they both like all the three verbs are regular, but there are some changes that we need to remember here, even though it follows the same pattern, but just as like it's a knowledge thing or it's a general knowledge thing that you should know that Germans are very specific or they are very conscious, not right now, but the one who made the language, so they were always been very conscious about how they should sound. Yeah. So in order to make the language easy and rhythmic, they have always made some changes. Those changes are not part of any rule. Yeah, that why do we need to add this, but those changes are something that we need to learn, that how, like, simply as the way it is in the thing in the language. So for Raiden, they have this Raider, ish Raider, same pattern. Now the normal pattern says we need to add st to make the do conjugation. So when we normally add rates, so it becomes do rates. So they were not happy with this. So that's why in order to make the pronunciation a bit easier, they did it do radest. They add est.
Sag and read are same thing.
Not exactly. Sagen is to say, reden is to talk. Yeah. For example, you're talking with your friends, so that is reden. but you are saying something to your friend, that something that please, okay, let's do not go there, or like, you're saying is basically to tell something somebody, and talking means a gossip sort of thing. So that's the difference. So ich rede, du redest. Remember, it is est, not st only, est. For RZS, it is redet. Again, et. RZS, et. RZS, redet. Then we have wir, reden. Ihr, again, redet. It's same as RZS, redet. And then for Z and Z, it's again reden. So for reden, please mind the changes that we have, even though it's a regular verb, but still we have some changes in the do, RZS and ear that you need to remember. So this is the for reden. Similarly, the same thing would go for antworten and arbeiten auch. So let's see, antworten means to answer. Yeah, antworten means to answer. So ich antworte, I answer. Antworte, du antwortest. So it is again est. Remember, it is est. Du antwortest. Then sie und es is sie und es. Ein Moment. Yeah, sie es antwortet. Then wir antworten. And then again, ihr antwortet. And then again, sie antworten. Yeah, so you need to remember the changes. Please don't forget it. Otherwise, things can become little confusing. So yeah, there are 2% of the regular verbs. Those who, or I would say, they don't follow the same pattern. They do change somewhere in do or the LCS. So these three are example of such verbs. Again, we have arbeiten. Arbeiten is to work. Ich arbeite. Ich arbeite. Du arbeitest. RCS, RCS, arbeitet, then wir arbeiten, ihr arbeitet, and sie arbeitet. Yeah, arbeiten. Yeah, so this is the changes for arbeiten, antwortet, antworten, and the other one is reden. Please write these changes. And is there any verb that was left in the list, or I have completed all of it? Yeah. What do you think? Okay, now the question is, do we have more regular verbs in German? So yeah, we do have a lot more regular verbs, but in the basic level, we need to focus, or we need to learn approximately 20 to 30. So I think 10 we did in the here, like we did here only. And still the remaining ones you will learn, or you will come across when you will be going through chapters. Yeah, so we will not learn all together. And there is nothing to learn here. You just need to learn the meaning and the like what does this verb in English, and the conjugation. If you remember the rule, then you can do the conjugation yourself. The conjugation is not the deal here actually. Okay, now any question in the conjugation here of the regular verbs? Anything in the conjugation? Alles klar?
Yes.
Clear.
Yeah. Okay, great. When it's all clear,